Hello, everyone, and welcome to another round of 12 News Weekend. I'm Kariba Devine. Here at 12 News, we strive to bring you the very best journalism in the Valley. That is why each week we'll rewind the tape to show you some of our best stories. Some will make you laugh, some will make you cry, and some will make you feel. This is 12 News Weekend.
And this is a heck of a story. So as the country remembers Jimmy Carter, one Queen Creek man who's a guitar maker had the opportunity just a few years ago to build the 39th president a guitar out of wood that Carter himself planted, trees he planted, and then harvested.
This is so wild. 12 News journalist Colleen Sikora spoke with him today about the experience and remembering the former president.
With classic techniques,
this is kind of the old school way of doing it.
Jason Costel's boutique guitars unique.
Those that tell a story are the ones that are exciting for me because it transcends the instrument.
And this one in particular.
On his label, I made it very unique, and I put on there, handcrafted for Jimmy Carter, 39th President of the United States of America.
Has quite the story to tell.
It was like, would you like to build this instrument for President Carter? Yes. There's really no other answer.
Wood from Paulina trees planted and harvested by the former president on his farm in Plains, Georgia, came to Jason's Queen Creek shop in November 2019.
It was pretty exciting because he sent me 3 sets of wood that he had essentially harvested, milled, everything. And I had never heard of the wood. I have never used it before.
A twist in the plot.
I opened up this wood and I started feeling it and touching it and listening to it, and the only reference I could give you is it sounded like cardboard. And I just remember thinking to myself, this is not going to go well. Thankfully, I think the instrument turned out incredible.
In each of what Jason estimates is roughly 300 steps over about 4 months to make the instrument.
Tell me about the stories you built into this.
I really wanted to pay respect and tribute to Jimmy Carter, the man.
Pieces of Carter's life.
President Carter attended the U.S. Naval Academy and served in the Navy as a submariner. This is the rosette as it's being made, so you can see, harkens to the Navy colors.
And check out the back.
Everybody looked at it and thought, oh, it's beautiful, it's elegant. Well, it's actually Morse code, and it says beat Navy.
You need to know Jason is an Army veteran.
It just feels so good. My only opportunity probably to ever punk a former U.S. president.
And what did the former president think?
Sure enough, when the guitar was delivered, he thought it was hilarious. We, Army, had been on a losing streak for a while. And so after I informed him what the Morse code said, his next response was, well, who's won the last couple games?
Chatting with Carter and the former First Lady over FaceTime as the guitar was delivered in April 2020.
It was very emotional just to feel like, here's this person that the world knows on a global scale, and he's taking time out of his day to sit and talk guitars and woodworking and Army Navy stuff. Quite literally one of the top 5 moments of my life.
A moment beyond the instrument.
And I just think when he left us yesterday, there's a noticeable hole in the world, and there's not a lot of people stepping up to fill that hole.
And stories left for others to discover.
But I think in this guitar in particular, what I'm hopeful for is maybe it helps recreate or refocus attention on Jimmy Carter, the man, and inspire people to maybe actually educate themselves on who he was as a person.
Colleen Sikora, 12 News.
The Northwest Valley is exploding. Tens of thousands of new homes are being built there, and they're following the jobs created by a brand new booming technology corridor being established in North Phoenix and North Peoria. And let's look at it. No gentle way to put this. That's a lot of new toilets, a lot of sinks, a lot of new sewage. The city of Peoria is working to stay ahead of all of it with a brand new expansion of their Beardsley water treatment facility. And how they turn this water from raw sewage to something you can use to water a park and more is an interesting process. Let's check it out. And you say this is probably the stinkiest building?
Yeah, this will be the stinkiest.
All right.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
So what is this we're smelling?
What we're smelling is a hydrogen sulfide. So it's essentially what you would normally see in any wastewater system. But here, when it first comes into the plant, you're going to get that strong smell.
And what's this?
That's the essentially some of the stuff that's being screened off with the bar screens here.
That got like flushed down?
That stuff that goes down your toilet paper, you know, other things like debris, leaves, sticks, some of the stuff that comes in. We mentioned earlier screening out some of that larger material.
And these dumpsters go to the landfill then? Or?
Those go to the landfill. That's correct. That's correct. Woo! Stinky.
And now what's this?
Yeah, this is going to remove a lot of the finer material. So coffee grounds, some of those types of things, grit, sand, some of the stuff that comes through.
These blowers, and they look huge, push air into the water?
That's correct. Into the basins, yes, into the basins.
Purpose?
For essentially allowing the microbiology to do their thing, to remove the organic matter from the wastewater. They need oxygen.
So you're actually using small organisms to do some of this work?
That's correct.
What do they do?
Yes. They essentially eat they eat the organic matter. So they thrive on that. That's how they eat. So it's like feeding a bunch of teenagers pizza.
This is a brand new piece of equipment here at this plant. This clarifier is 70 feet wide and 30 feet deep. It holds about 500,000 gallons of water. In all, this plant can treat about 4 million gallons of water every day. That's about 400 swimming pools every single day.
So this was actually a huge structure. Yeah. It doesn't look like much above grade, but when this thing was being built, it was a massive excavation, concrete, rebar. It's a huge structure.
It's almost done, right?
Yeah, so that's the water out of the clarifier. It comes through there, it flows over the top and then goes through these filters. And then it comes out into a channel over there for the last part of the treatment process.
What can you use this water for?
So you can use this water to, you can use it to water golf courses, to water parks. You can use it for just different irrigation applications, some in industrial purposes. So like if you had an industrial user that came in, they can take this water, run it through a cleaning process, and then they can use it in an industrial process.
But this is not drinking water?
This is not drinking water. No, it's A+ quality reclaimed water.
So after all that scrubbing, much of the reclaimed water will end up here. This is Paloma Park up in Peoria, and you can see there's a lot of desert around it. But in just a few years, that will be surrounded by brand new homes and development. So in the future, very near future, when residents flush, that water will eventually make its way to the park, to water ball fields, fill in a fishing lake, and a whole lot more. A very special New Year's Eve celebration for some brand new parents in Mesa.
Patricia Ramos and Pedro Alvarado welcomed their new baby just as 2024 clicked over to 2025. Doctors and nurses at Banner Desert Medical Center helped deliver baby Jose. There he is, gorgeous. Coming in at a healthy 6 pounds, 6 ounces. Patricia says she feels very blessed becoming a mom for the second time, adding that Jose's brother can't wait to meet him.
I know. They were all outside Mountain America Stadium to show their love and their support for the team there. Man, that's a lot of folks. They wanted to thank them for just a fantastic season, even though it did not end how we all wanted it to. They were just there to tell them, you know what, we're never going to forget this.
Beating all the odds, kind of showing that they're not afraid of anybody, and just want to make sure that they know that they've got the Valet support.
Appreciative of all that they were able to do. I mean, it's a huge turnaround, right? Huge turnaround for ASU football, and want to show them that, hey, like, we're here for the long haul.
I appreciate all the work they've done this year, and I've been a lifelong fan, so it's kind of cool for us to come out and just kind of see what everybody's doing.
I mean, it was a really good game.
It was, my gosh.
Was insane.
Yeah.
So,
Jen is our resident Sun Devil this morning here.
We love the Sun Devils.
Yes.
Look at that. The players, they were taking time to thank all the fans, signing all of the autographs there for them, taking the pictures. So that's just awesome there.
Here's the thing.
It's great to see everybody come out and show the support.
I didn't end up watching the first half of the game. So I just got in at halftime and kind of looking at the score, and I thought, oh no, what's going on here?
Same thing.
And the second half just blew me away. First overtime, then second overtime, and I really thought we had it there at one of those last plays. But that's all right.
Bought a second dessert. Went into overtime. I was like,
bring it on.
Nestled in the foothills of Sunny Slopes, it's a large piece of folk art. It's been there, believe it or not, since the 1950s, and today it was put on display.
Let's take a look at it. It's called the Sunny Slope Rock Garden. It was created by a man named Grover Cleveland Thompson. It includes all kinds of figurines, recognizable objects. So Thompson started this back in 1954 and worked on it till he passed away in 1977. Yeah, it's quite a collection, isn't it? The city of Phoenix recently designated this a city historic site.
This is made of concrete, and he used rocks, and also what is outstanding, the use of the tiles. It's made from Fiesta ware. Also, the Broma Seltzer bottles, and that combination of beautiful color covering everything makes it a very, very beautiful place.
For almost a decade, in the 70s and the 80s, Alice and the gang made people laugh from inside Mel's Diner.
I used to love it. That was appointment TV for me when I was a kid. So over the weekend, the Tony and Golden Globe winning actress, Linda Lavin, died due to complications from recently discovered lung cancer. She was 87 years old, had a heck of a life. She was best known for starring in the CBS sitcom Alice for 9 seasons. The role nabbed her 2 Golden Globes and an Emmy nomination. So the popular 70s sitcom was set right here in Phoenix.
Yeah, but that's not all. Mel's Diner over on Grand Avenue is known for sharing its name with the fictional diner depicted in Alice. I've actually been there. The restaurant first opened in the early 60s and was originally known as Lester's Diner. It later changed its name, and the diner's roadside sign was featured in the opening credits of the popular sitcom that ran from 1976 to 1985.
What did Flo always say to Mel?
I can't remember.
Kiss my grits.
Yes.
Mel, kiss my grits. Fans of the show can feel a dose of nostalgia when they visit the real Mel's Diner, and they might be able to convince a waitress to say,
oh, there you go.
Kiss my grits, Mel. So not many diners in Arizona can claim a connection there, so how about that? Very, very cool.
Thanks again for tuning in. And remember, you can catch 12 News Weekend on Saturdays and Sundays on our YouTube channel and our streaming app, 12 News Plus. I'm Kariba Devine. Have a great rest of your weekend.